Good evening, friends. I am Anand Thakkar, and today we have Mr. Naik sir with us. And the idea of this video bite is to kind of enlighten all of you the usefulness of different puzzles and brain games and how they're relevant not only to students but to generally people of all ages. So before on this desk we have organized just a very few examples here because we would like to keep this bite about around 10 to 12 minutes of length, and then those interested probably can have seek more information on all these things. Let me first introduce Naik sir. He actually he has graduated in mathematics, and then in fact he was aspiring for MPSC, which he got selected also, but for certain reasons then he decided to go through the banking career, and he has had a very fruitful and a very long banking tenure of almost about over 24 years, and he started at a relatively junior level, and then by the time he decided to move on to something more brainy, I would say, which happened after 24 years after he joined the bank. So at that time he was at the senior general manager level. All right. So now, having said that, what would have inspired Naik sir to think more on these lines? You all know, and especially those who have been working in banks for a number of years, they know that probably it would be a fairly routine job, and it's fairly process driven and stuff like that for average number of employees there. But he always had a great motivation inside that he should do something more and different in his life. And before he went on to focus on these things, you know what he did? He just told me that he went through, he has been an avid reader. He went through almost over 2,500, 3,000 books. He studied a lot on yoga, and he did Vipassana 4 times. Probably that was even before he decided to resign from the banking job in 2010, and that's where probably he was more inspired, and he got that focus as to what he should do after he goes out of bank. Okay, so I would say that was the preparation. All his reading of books, and then he went to Pondicherry. He did a number of did some courses. He focused on more reading on learning and teaching and things like that, and more about psychology, child psychology, and how you can bring out the creativity, okay, or how you can trigger the brains of all these brainy young folks. Most of them, they do not know that they have a very, very creative brain which can invent a lot of new things. So that was when we spoke a couple of days back, I thought that was the foundation of all his thinking, which then culminated into a number of actions which I would like him to explain. But in summary, 2010 onwards, then he focused on these aspects of, let's say, world of puzzles and brain games and creativity, growing creativity. But that's not all. There were a lot of other activities which he did. He created a team of people comprising even of psychologists, and since last about 5-6 years, the focus obviously is on doing number of workshops and programs for school students, for college students. So that's where he says this is very useful from KG to PG, from learnability point of view, from growing your learning potential, and understanding what each person can do. So that's kind of self-realization which the students would get triggered after all these things. And even during last 2 years while in pandemic, there has been an obvious lull in the activities because he has focused on physical games, mind well, physical games, which means what you see are objects, which are physical objects. Somebody has kind of scientifically designed and invented these things and created puzzles, and then you have to solve it. Okay, and they are not obviously on your tab or your system. Of course, there will be some versions on that, but the focus is on these things, and I think it's relevant. What puzzles would give you in terms of solving it with such physical objects versus what it will do on a 2D flat screen. Obviously, there is a world of difference there. But let's not focus on that aspect, because we know that pandemic has forced us on going through online, and he has also been organizing online programs. So, just before I conclude and hand over to him, I would also say that he, along with his son, who is actually recording this video, his son Ronak Naik is an architect. Maybe towards the end I would like him to kind of come and sit here, because he has also been a big driving force in number of expos and exhibitions, and designing of the exhibitions. His dad told me 2 days back that most of the curating work and how it should be presentable, what people would think, what the youngistan will think, that I think that part he has taken up on himself. And I have seen some photos which I'll include in this clip of various exhibitions, something like over 80-90 exhibitions all over Maharashtra since about 2016-17, and tens of thousands of people have really flocked to it. If you see the photos, you'll realize, which we'll embed in the clip. So, world of puzzles and brain games is the focus for Mr. Naik sir. Over to you. Sorry for a longer introduction, but I think viewers should know, before you start speaking, what has gone behind all this. Friends, this is not just about, of course, he has also, because people ask for it. You see in the background, there's also a small shop. People come and they ask for different games, so they're available here. But his idea is not like a shop establishment. His idea is more to percolate all these things in the mind of students, and not only students, people of all ages, let's say, even senior citizens, in corporates. Okay, corporate training is or training in corporates and managerial training programs. Many of you would have gone through, those who are working in big companies or even medium scale companies. It's a big subject. So that's what we have also been doing. So over to you, Naik sir.
Yes, thank you, sir. Tata sir, thank you for a wonderful introduction. Actually, I would like to start the information with my journey when I started or first thought of creating something for the children. So it actually came in my mind in the year 2000 when my wife is working with the children. She is a drawing teacher. So it came to my mind that let us do something for the next generation, and just not to do something which is already there. So let us try something, or let us do something which has got some definite outcome. And that is how we started working. Initially, we started with going through the study of Dr. Howard Gardner, theory of multiple intelligence. I appointed 8 psychologists for that. I appointed 2 doctors for that. And I myself joined Gnan Prabodhini. And I did my course in psychology, CA, PEP, Child and Adolescent Psychology, Enhancing Potential. And then when we designed some questions to understand a child, it came to my mind that only understanding is not sufficient. We need to have some support system for the child. We need to provide some inputs to the child so that they will get some benefits out of it. Mm-hmm. And when we started doing the observation of children, then I came to know that there are 2 paths which required the support system. Okay. One is that somebody is already lagging behind in some areas where they need some remedial work.
Okay.
And there are other students who are already scoring 95%, 98%, 100%. They need some advanced work.
True.
See, I always quote a line that आप हाथी को चींटी का खाना नहीं दे सकते और चींटी को हाथी का खाना नहीं दे सकते.
True, absolutely right.
So the children required some brainy food, intellectual food as per their intelligence. In our education system, the child which gets 25% marks and the other child gets 98%, 100% marks. Both of them are sitting in the same class. One child is fail, another child is getting 100% marks.
Yes.
But what I feel is that it is equally important to provide something, some support system, some education, some guidance to the child who is getting 25% marks. And then similarly, the child who is getting 100% mark needs some intellectual food which is on the higher difficulty level.
True.
So for them, we have compiled games, we have filtered games which we compiled from the market. We bought about 1,000 plus games. Out of that, we cancelled 650 and we are using actually 350 filtered games, 400 plus worksheets which are again filtered out of 5,000 worksheets. And we are using 100 plus books out of 2,500 books which I have traveled through.
Okay.
So this resource of 850 things, that is books, then worksheets and games, requires single use playtime of 5,000 hours. Then is the children require 5,000 hours with us? No. They require hardly 50 to 100 hours with us. And what we do is that we know as which difficulty level suits them, what are the games suitable for them, what games and what books and worksheets will show some definite outcome, definite improvement in them. And accordingly, our role or our job is to provide them those worksheets, those games, those books which really bring some outcome. So with us, within a period of 6 months, you can see a difference of 20 to 50% within child on the behavioral side, on the positive side.
Okay.
And also you can see academic improvement of 5 to 10%. I know that we should not focus on academic improvement, but still why I am quoting this is that because majority of us are concerned with the academic improvement also.
True, yeah.
So this is not only providing the academic improvement, but it also develops multiple skills of the children. But our program now we have established a skill development lab, which is now we deliver to number of schools within country, outside country, and also recently we have delivered a skill development lab to Symbiosis International, wherein the PG students and will be using it at the incubation center.
Oh, I see.
So this is the benefit. What you rightly said is that it is not only for the students, but it is for everyone.
Correct.
So we literally cater to different classes, different people, different areas within country and outside country, and it has definite outcome, which is seen, which can be observed.
Okay.
So this is how it is.
What's the name of this skill development lab?
This is Skill Smart Lab.
Skill Smart Lab. So if viewers want to know which website they need to go through,
it's www.smartchamps.in.
SmartChamps. Okay.
Yeah.
So champs is a word which everybody knows, and you're all smart. So www.smartchamps.
Yes.
SmartChamps.in. Okay. All right. So that's where they will get some preliminary information.
And also we invite many people from 7 countries and 6 states visited us so far.
Okay.
We are located at a very prime location in Pune at Deccan Gymkhana Prabhat Road, which is just opposite to Deccan Gymkhana tennis court. And it's a nice 80-year-old bungalow where people will enjoy all these games, activities and books along with the premises.
Yeah.
So we invite you, all of you, you can visit us just once, and definitely we assure you that it will be a memorable day or memorable moments throughout your life, which you can cherish throughout the life.
Yeah, I think that really goes well. Let me share. I just came here 2 days ago because I met Ronak, and he just briefly mentioned to me that his dad is expert in all these areas, and and I literally jumped on it, and I said I want to meet him. And when I came here, it's awesome. So now can we just have a quick go through these things? This, I believe, is a tangram, right?
Yes.
So tangram is, some of you might have heard it. It's one of the most widely known and used stuff in corporate trainings and other areas like that, right?
Yes.
And even in probably some colleges, especially design schools and things like that. I also heard of this name via my association with other design preparations school called Guru Mantra, and they told me about tangram, and here also I saw that. So basically there are, so can you explain quickly?
Yes.
Sir,
I would just request you, let us introduce Ronak here.
Sure.
Because he will be, I'll be moving.
No.
I'll be moving, sir.
Okay.
And let Ronak come.
He will explain that.
He'll be explaining few games.
Okay.
Plus, I would like him to give you the idea about World of Puzzles.
Okay.
World of Puzzles has been visited by more than 1 lakh people so far, and what you mentioned rightly, it is appreciable all over, and it is the need of the time where we should execute, or we should have the World of Puzzles everywhere in every part of the country, because we have a rollover exhibition. So over to Ronak, who will explain something more about World of Puzzles.
Okay, great. All right. So welcome, Ronak. And Ronak is an architect and interior designer, and I think he has been designing, and he has implemented many projects of various types. And but of course here probably he's more of a designer of intelligent games and whatever, brain games and brain puzzles. Okay, so tell us about maybe tangram, if we can.
So firstly, I would like to tell we have amazing collection of games, like the all these games, those games, games over there. आपने अगर if you take any game आँख बंद करके भी you will find you will stumble upon to another amazing game that we have. So we have really good collection of games. And this is one of it, like diagram. Few of you definitely might know this. So it's a game which is a fill out based puzzle, where you have 7 pieces, and by using these 7 pieces there are numerous puzzles which can be solved. So you'll get one shadow, and you have to use these pieces to create that shape. And if you can't do, there are answers also along with these puzzles. And similarly, so we have amazing collection of games with the different genres as well. So we have puzzles and games who will trigger logico-mathematical intelligence in you. Then we have games where who are predominantly linguistic-based games. We have visual spatial intelligence-based games. We have reasoning-based puzzles. We have mathematical puzzles, and so on. Like we have 2-player games. We have competitive games, non-competitive games, strategic games. So we, generally when we talk about puzzles and brain games, it generally people feel that it is for the first benchers. But I wasn't a first bencher at all, and I enjoy playing these games a lot. And there are different varieties and types of these games. So if you like, I personally am very bad at linguistic games, but I really enjoy visual spatial and logico-mathematical based games. So
out of these pieces, basically numerous shapes can be created. I think there is a book for that, right?
Yes. So there is a puzzle book where there are different puzzles, and if you can't solve them, there are answers given behind. There are numerous shapes and
apart from this also there are, I mean, the number of combinations what you can evolve is enormous.
At our place, what we do is we use this as a content, and by using this content, we engage with this content in a different ways. So one is in a puzzle format, another where we this tangram can be used as a creativity task where you can use this and pieces and create different forms.
And how many different completely new forms you can evolve is what your creativity.
Yes, that is what the creativity. That is what the person's creativity.
Can we make a shape quickly? Whatever you may.
Okay.
I mean, could be abstract.
Let's try making one. Okay.
So just for
by using, I'm going little easy way. So I'm using these two triangles as a human body.
Okay.
As you know, we've in the tribal art where the Warli painting is there. Commonly used. Two triangles are commonly used as a human body part, and here I am going and creating two legs. And see, the interesting part of this is if I want to make this man run, so if I use this as his head, and if I want to make him run, I can, if I want to make him walk, I will do this, and if I want to make him run, I will shift his balance a little bit and his leg a little bit. And
so probably from that angle they wouldn't be able to see, but this is the beauty.
And now his
the whole form is morphed completely. So and what about this? I disturbed it.
No, that's actually okay. So this is another interesting puzzle where we are, there are 4 pieces. And
so this is actually in its completed form. Keep it a little ahead so all can see. So this is in its completed form.
This is a solved puzzle. The actual puzzle is to create a triangular based ball pyramid by using these 4 pieces.
Correct.
So these are those 4 pieces.
Yes.
And you have to use these 4 pieces and make a ball pyramid out of it.
Okay. So this is, one is having 4, another having 6. So 4 actually there are 2 pieces, and there are 6 as 2 pieces, right? So so two identical pieces of 6 and 2 of 4, and you have to make a pyramid. And it may appear simpler, but it's not all that simple.
It's not that simple. It's not that simple predominantly because it's a visual spatial puzzle. And the solution for the puzzle is not very symmetric, though the pieces look symmetric. True. So in a way you need to go little out of the way to solve it.
And I think Ronak, while earlier when we chatted along with Naiks sir, and I said earlier in my introduction that this is needed to be of physical nature. Because you actually feel all those when you talk about spatial design and space. There would be limitations. Of course, there are people doing 3D modeling, etc. I have myself been a CAD person, and I've done so much of 3D CAD modeling, etc. But still, that's separate. And what you do?
I believe as an architect, we use a lot of softwares. We do 3D modeling on the different softwares. We do 2D modeling as well. But this is the real learning base. This is where we learn about space. So these games will teach us visual. So whatever we have is completely unplugged. So hand-eye coordination, fine motor skills development. All these things are physically going to happen.
I think
physical engagement is very important.
These 2 things you said, hand-eye coordination and fine motor skills, etc. They are also referred to related to origami, which I think we discussed earlier. Which is just forming sculptures from a flat paper, and you fold, you crease them, you unfold, etc. And that's where these skills come. So I think similar things are happening here also, because you are trying to think of different shapes, different forms, and trying to get them together and trying to solve it. So here it's not that you are just supposed to do some abstract shape. In certain cases, like in this case, it's a very focused puzzle that you have to finally make a pyramid out of it.
And it is a challenge in itself.
Yes. So most of these games, can we say that they have a final challenge like this, that the final form should be here, and these are the different pieces.
I wouldn't predominantly say that, because few games have final challenge, but few are like, the roads are given, the destination is not given. Few games have that destination, but the road is, there are multiple ways to reach one destination. And few games like 2-player strategic games, though they are intellectual games, but the board is constantly changing, so you have to adopt yourself, and you have to be very agile in your thinking and come up with the. So even with the final goal, I would say there are different forms of engagement with these games.
I think that's so lovely. And Naik sir, if you're through with your work, can you join for a couple of minutes towards the end? And yeah, be here. So
thank you.
I think
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful evening, and I really thank both of them that they spent time of their busy schedules. And I urged them 2 days ago that I would like to do a video bite, because video is the best medium today, and these are physical things. So we are not talking about showing something in PPT and just showing something across another video reel. Okay, these are real stuff, and as just out of my personal experience from my family, my son who is currently doing PhD in human genetics, he has been a origami enthusiast. Okay, and he has always tried different models. In fact, he has while during his graduation, he also did an origami DNA model. So out of one single sheet of paper, a DNA can be formed. Okay, so so the point I am trying to say is that these things would really get you more motivated, more inspired towards doing more creative stuff. Probably you can get into more different types of invention, and you discover a lot of new things as well. Discover a lot of new things within you, because you don't know what are your capacities. As he says, different students are at different levels. But according to me, let's not even dichotomize in terms of levels, etc. Let alone academic. Unfortunately, this country's form is, I call it as Marxist country. Marx as not in Karl Marx, but Marxism, M-A-R-K-I-S-M, Marxism. Okay, so everything is based on Marx, which is a problem of this nation. But I'm sure that efforts of experienced, I would say, researchers, because he's done a lot of research before forming all these things to be delivered to people of all ages, not only students. And I wish there are more like him in this country who actually help unleash the power of creativity. And with that, thanks for all your time, and thanks Naik sir and Ronak
Thank you
for all your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, cheers.